Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Benefactor at Chaotic Neutral Games. I'm Simon, your DM for tonight, as we join Kate, Felicia, Nick, Corinne, and Rodrigo with their adventures in Ilaria. Don't forget that you can help or indeed hinder by using your channel points in the game. Check out the options in the chat bar. You can also join the chaos by clicking the Discord link in our channel notes, or help us with what we're doing by becoming a subscriber. So let's rejoin the players as they play episode 108 of the Benefactor.
You.
And welcome back. Hello to our players. Another week down. My God.
Been a long week.
It
Yes, it's been a very long week. I have 1 week and a half left until Easter holiday, and it cannot come.
Are you coming
soon enough.
home?
Hang in there.
No.
No.
Hang in there.
Yeah. I had a rough week because of health problems, but thank you, people, for helping me through a lot of that stuff. I have drugs now, so I feel much better. But it has been an interesting week with regard to roleplay. We had session 1 of Lancer, which was as chaotic as I was hoping it was going to be. Lots of RP in chat, which I was like, it's going to be tumbleweed, it's going to be terrible, no one's going to be RPing, and people came in and they really threw in on it all. So thank you for those of you watching today who were there. Really made it with the RP. And we were just talking about this just before we came back, actually, and did say that we will be giving you an Angel crash course as part of the next one. Then on Monday, we had our continuing Numenera Odyssey, which I have to admit, Ed is knocking that out of the park. We were talking about this in our GM lab, which is a private chat where we have a bunch of GMs and DMs talking about various things. We're actually going to be recording some stuff in the coming weeks. And we were saying that there's a lot more in Numenera, for example, where there's environmental challenges. And if you didn't watch it on Monday, go back and watch it. They find themselves on an edifice, 300 foot or 300 meters drop on one side. No, sorry, no, it's not 300. It's 300 total. So it's 150 foot on one side, 150 foot cliff going straight up on the other side. And that was the challenge of the day: was how the hell do you get down from this piece of terrain? And it was beautiful. Then on Tuesday, unfortunately, we had some tech issues. So both Kat and Rodrigo had tech issues. Thankfully, have both been solved, from what I've been told. So that's good. And Mike jumped in and introduced us to Hammerheads, which is one of the settings for Cortex based on the Thunderbirds. Thunderbirds, what can I say? It got my childhood going again. Turns out that we all need to learn a bit more about the Cortex system, and Mike has been very happy to sit down with me, and we're going to do a How to Cortex video for Chaotic Neutral. In fact, it might be worth doing a few of these because we have a lot of systems. And there's other things that we're going to be recording as well. I did the DM interview with Ed regarding Numenera. I've got one coming up with Rodrigo that I need to record for Blades in the Dark. And at some point, I can't interview myself, so maybe I'll just sit down with Rodrigo and we'll talk about Lancer as well. Because, well, actually, Rodrigo and Ed. Let's bring Ed in as well, because Ed's DM'd Lancer. I'm DMing Lancer, and you know everything about Lancer and introduced us to it. So we'll make that 3 people. I think that'd be nice. Okay. Anyway.
In other news, another very exciting thing that happened this week for me and Felicia.
No, we're not talking about the addiction.
What happened in WoW?
I did a
layman's
rule last week saying that we don't talk about the addiction. Put it on the chat. Put it on the Discord.
Curve. Yeah, we got Curve. We finally got killed. Heroic side Nathrius.
We killed Daddy.
Yeah.
That's a good thing? I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we killed the big vampire daddy person. He's a big vampire.
They killed thing went boom.
The big vampire dude. Mighty vampire. We killed him. We got an achievement saying, "Well done for being nerds."
You got shiny badge. Well done for shiny badge.
Like I said, it took me time.
But it's been a pretty good week for RP in general as well. And for those of you who've been following Kate's Wild RP, lots going on there as well. I haven't caught up with much.
So, Kate, you're allowed to talk about Kate's addiction.
yeah, we have to be careful there.
The only reason I mentioned her filthy, dirty addiction is that you guys started spouting about yours. So there. Yeah. Okay. Rodrigo gets a 5-minute catch up on Blaze Ball next Friday. So yeah.
They killed my son. That's just what I'm gonna say about it. It's been bad.
For now, let's go back to Illyria, which has been also very eventful.
It's not the word I'd use.
Eventful.
You've been traveling with a bunch of carters. You had a cryptic message painted on the side of a tavern. The legacy does not dream. An oddly specific message considering how Cora does a lot of her work.
And Cora should have known what it was about because she'd already heard about the legacy, but she was dumb and she rolled bad.
You started traveling with a bunch of carters who, believing that their legacy was some sort of cult or bandit group or something like that, traveled along with you. Travel was good up until the point where a tinker or traveling merchant, not a very good one because he had a rucksack instead of a cart, was standing in the middle of the road. Not unheard of. You have come across people who've just tried to sell you things on the side of the road before. Nothing new there. This one just kept smiling at you, though. And you were cautious, which was good, because there was a certain amount that if you weren't cautious, I was going to start turning some of the dice that I was going to roll into maximum values. And then he blew up. You noticed But
Ma.
at the last second, he had
Ma.
a gunpowder horn and a strange pull that he had, a little bit of thread that he pulled from his wrist, and he blew up. In fact, I think you've only got half a leg left as one chunk, and the belt pouch that he had.
And some of his jaw.
Oh, and some of his jaw, yes.
Yeah, we didn't get his whole jaw, which we tried, because, you know, talking
Yeah, no skull either, which would have been useful.
I did give you a few things, though. He had around his waist kind of a medieval bum bag, I guess. That's in America, I believe they call it a fanny pack. Basically, a pouch that's around your waist. And inside there were some sealed wax envelopes with what seems to be kind of patch of something. Actually,
Which we know were some kind of vaccines. They were desiccated, deceased flesh.
yes, history of vaccines. Yeah,
Terrible,
desiccated,
horrible.
The
Very horrible.
the other thing that you found out from this, I'm trying to think. Actually, no, I'll leave that till last. We also introduced a new dynamic. It's actually a word from 4th edition that I've now recycled to do something else. Rattle. When something so traumatic happens that you end up rolling disadvantage on everything. And that got applied to Eclipse. So Eclipse has decided to fuck off into the caravan and take an hour's rest, because only a short rest will stop the rattle condition.
I thought it was a long rest.
No, I screwed that up. Looking at my notes, it's an hour. It's an hour to
Okay.
just calm
Oh,
down.
okay. I thought it was
Okay.
a long rest. Okay.
It's just-
Yeah,
fine.
me too.
Yeah, I was looking at it and I was like, yep, screwed that part up. But yeah, it's a short rest.
So remember, all according to D&D, if you ever experience trauma, just don't think about it for an hour.
Sit
You'll
down
be
for
fine.
an hour.
Sit down for an
Just go
hour
sit
and
down.
rest.
It doesn't mean that you're
That's
cured of it.
okay.
It means you're functional. You get to
Yeah,
have
that's
a
fair.
1 hour panic attack, and then you can at least like talk and walk.
It's the Paul Rudd like gif of him
mean,
just getting all
it's-
scrunched up and then going, "I'm fine."
Or they are so they're functional human beings, or well, human beings, humanoids, where they take the moment to sit down and like process it and be like,
Yes.
okay, I processed it now, I'm fine.
Yeah.
That's basically it.
Mhm.
So yeah, the rattle condition, and that is disadvantage on everything. So it's a deliberate kind of speed bump for you guys to deal with or RP past. Finally, there was a representative of the Carters, Damon, who just NPC'd their way in to say, can we travel with you? You agreed. And whilst you guys were talking to the Carters, asking to lend one of their horses, because yours are road pizza right now.
Very upset about that.
Yeah.
Reasonable.
Aiden noticed something, and that is that out of all the Carters, all of them are shocked and surprised, except Damon, who is saying that he's shocked and saying that, you know, he's stunned and how could it happen and all the rest of it, but it's not getting up to the eyes. It's just, it's like he's reciting lines woodenly for a play. And that's where we time in.
I'm sorry. Do you think we can take a minute to talk just you and me?
Yeah, sure. I mean, the boys, I'm sure, are gonna need some time. Okay, boys. Okay, just
Yeah, we need to discuss about, some things.
yeah.
Whether...
We need to keep things calm. Let the horses have time to, to chill out a little bit. You can see that that these lovely people are clearing the way ahead, so that poor horses don't have to, step in. Well, other horse. But yeah, a nip of whiskey, I think, a piece, but only a nip, mind. Yeah, I don't want any of you guys going loopy on me. Of course, Your Honor. Please, please. And
Yeah,
be
just
justice.
follow me. Just
Yeah.
just it's just I just want to have a quick private
Walks
conversation.
to around the other side of a cart that's quite
Yeah.
heavily laden.
I want to start walking him back to our caravan just
Mm-hmm.
because that's where the others are.
Yeah, sure.
Right. And once I'm quite a distance away, like once we're like far enough from the others that the people behind us, I'm gonna tell him. Well, I don't think you rehearsed those lines as good as you thought you rehearsed them. I'm gonna put the witchlock pistol on his back so he doesn't try anything funny.
What are you doing, sir?
I know shock, I know horror. Everyone there was shocked in horror. You weren't. And I want you to explain to me and my friends why. And I'm gonna walk him back like towards the group.
Okay. You guys. Iden turns up with a fucking carter with a gun to his back.
Yes, this looks bad, but trust me. His shocked expression needed work, if you catch my drift.
Oh, I wasn't questioning you.
No, nor was I. You know, you tend to do things with reason.
His eyes are darting around to all of you.
I suggest you talk.
In a split second, actually, I'm going to give Farewell a crack at a really high insight check.
Okie dokie. Well, we got Sis a +10, and he's got guidance, so you never know. This might go well.
Yeah, this is something that you can call
Perma
on 'cause
guidance.
it's in your head.
God.
Oh, habits.
Yeah.
I read the chat, guys. I'm currently Eclipse is out of the scene, so
Yeah.
please don't murder
Okay.
this.
Okay. Well, I rolled a natural 19.
Oh.
So let's see how
You've hit
silly
30,
we can
haven't you?
get.
I said it was high.
Technically, we've only hit 29.
But guidance.
But we have guidance.
Oh, I was about to say with guidance. Yeah, I'm sure you have.
I did actually roll a 1 on my D4.
So you hit 30 on the nose.
We hit 30 on the nose.
There we
We
are.
did it, boys.
Technically,
Yeah, you get it in full. His eyes are darting around, and to the casual observer, his eyes are darting around manically because he's scared. Yeah, he's scared someone's got a gun to his back. And to
Natural.
Glory and Cora, this guy is scared of having a gun to his back, and that's why he's got this wide-eyed, darting look. He isn't scared at all. Farewell. He's just looking to see where the last one of you is. It's very well done. It's incredibly well done. He's not scared at all. He's just checking to see where Eclipse has gone.
Good fucking luck.
spread out.
You can pretend that she is hiding
Everybody-
and waiting in ambush. but
Everybody
she's-
spread out. And I moved like 20
Yeah.
feet away.
Sure.
And then
I'm gonna probably Misty Step.
Sure.
okay.
The way Farewell said it, it sounded like something's about to go down like another bomb.
Yeah.
When you misty step, you can see his eyes go like that.
Can
And
I perception? Can I perception to see if there's anything on him, like another like horn or fucking
Yeah,
gunpowder?
sure. Although it wasn't the horn that exploded. It was the horn was actually there just to see if you guys would notice. He's got a powder horn in his hand. It was actually the rucksack that was full of black powder.
Yeah.
Fair enough, but you still know what I'm going for.
Yeah,
I will Misty, just so you know, Simon, I'm gonna Misty Step behind him. so
Sure.
that he
Think
can't
that's
necessarily see me
a-
so easily. You'd have to really look. I'm going to try and...
In that case, his eyes don't dart like I described. He suddenly just looks around.
That's
you're
why I
behind
missed.
him.
That's why I
Seven.
Misty Step rather than just run. I'm like...
Yeah. And all this is
7.
happening in a second. So what was that? 7? Did you say?
Yeah, 7. Not great.
There are lumps and bumps in his clothing, but nothing that would be big enough to be something like that.
Okay.
For the most part, he has been wearing kind of a cotton.
Do I smell undead on him?
I was about to say,
can
Ice of the
certainly
Grave,
try.
please. Ice
What
of
would
the
that
Grave.
be?
It's an
Oh, yeah.
odor of
Yeah,
feet.
the je ne sais quoi.
Yeah.
Undead.
How am I getting? How much?
Ode to necrosis.
I would like Rodrigo to make me a perception check with advantage, and I would like
you.
Nick to give me a spell casting roll. Yes, I know it doesn't normally call for it.
Sure.
Oh my god, are you fucking serious?
That's 25.
Do the dice love you or hate you today?
5. I rolled a 4 and a 4.
Okay.
Fucking
What was
hell.
that, Nick?
25.
25. So
That's one of my eyes of grave
for Aiden, you're behind him. Normally you like to look him in the eye, but you can see, the ruddiness of his skin and all the rest of it, and you're like, nah. Farewell. At 25, you look at him with eyes of the grave, and you get nothing. Absolutely nothing. Fine, no problem, right? And then just as you're disengaging it, there's this doubt in the back of your head. Just something isn't right. Normally, eyes of the grave, when you see an undead with eyes of the grave, it's like, suddenly going into heat vision, and it's you can
It's
see.
more predator vision. It goes,
Yeah.
and I start
yeah.
clicking.
It's normally so contrasted that if they don't suddenly just show up as a bright beacon in front of you saying I am an undead, you just like, yeah, whatever, and you just disengage it. But as you disengaged it, there was that moment of what? Just doubt all of a sudden over what you saw.
I walk forward,
Sure.
and as I do, I draw the saber that usually hangs from my hip.
Sir, what are you doing, sir?
Don't move.
What are you...
I'm not that well practiced with this, and I'm likely to nip you. And I place it across the front of his clothes, and I just start cutting them away from him, like all the way down, and just start cutting his clothes off.
Shit. He starts screaming at the top of his voice. What the hell are you doing?
If you don't want a gunshot on your back, I suggest you shut the fuck up.
He's screaming. He's having his clothes cut off in the middle of a road. He's screaming at nothing that you can say is going to stop the panic.
Yeah,
he starts screaming his goddamn head off, and the carters come running.
Don't move.
Yeah, I'm gonna sort of like, indicate that I might think and just be like, wait.
I'm gonna need an intimidation roll, okay?
Okay.
Guidance.
No, you can't. You can't guide her. You can't guide her.
However, I will fey presence, and I will try and frighten them.
That's what it's for.
Wisdom save of 90,
I
19.
Hermit's option is not one of just I cast silence.
No, he's already screamed. They're already running.
Screamed.
Yeah, that's fair.
And to be fair, I don't necessarily want to blow a spell slot.
I'm guessing a 9 fails.
Yeah, they're gonna be a 19 or 20.
I have some very horrible things I can do, but I'm trying not to do that.
So I actually want you to, you've never used this before, I want you to describe, so these carters, huge, lumbering guys, muscles for days, hear one of their own screaming, What are you doing? What are you doing? And still got his hands up because there's still a gun pressed to his back. They start running up to you, and yet something you do not only makes them stop, but back up 15 foot. What do you do?
Well, I mean, I think my eyes are gonna turn like bright orange kind of flame thing, and I'm just gonna like pretty much burst into flames a little bit, like I would with the ring. As I just say, you know, something like "back off," but really like intimidating.
Back off.
You know, and then
In the
just
deep
vroom, like a kind of big flame.
I like to imagine
down.
that when all of this going on, there's like a cut frame, like a cut scene to Eclipse, just like it like really like good music.
She's doing the thing where she's going round in circles, pad, round in circles, pad, trying to get the
There's a
exact
giant,
right
there's a
angle.
giant fluffy blanket and pillow that she's just kneading.
She's taking
Yeah.
all the bedclothes off everybody else's beds.
If you want to take a note out of my cat, she's probably underneath someone's bed, and a lot of the filling of the bed has just fallen out because she has just ripped the underneath.
Yeah, she's under she's under someone's bed, but she's grabbed the bedclothes of everybody else's bed.
Made a fort underneath it.
Somehow she fits all of that and a human-sized cat under a bed.
Yeah.
The one
I mean,
thing
cats are
will-
liquids, so.
Yeah.
The one thing I will add to Cora's effect, when she says "back off," there's not a sound of malice, but there is a sound of direct confidence and conflict, as if she is about to hit you. Yeah, there's an absolute belief that she's about to hit you and hit you hard. If you do not do what she says, that sudden moment of pure rage that just comes out in her words. And anybody who even looks in her direction will see this crackling short figure. And the flames are so bright and so intense, even in the daytime, you can see the flames light reflecting in the faces of these carters as they stop, and they are terrified. Which gave you the time, Farewell, to his shirt is open and his trews where the belt is are cut. What are you doing?
What's his skin look like?
Ruddy, living. He's got a few scars, few nasty looking scars actually. Might have been in a fight with like bandits or something. Some of these are stab marks.
I get right up in his face. I look him right in the eyes, and I go, "Don't move now." And I cast Eyes of the Grave again, and I just follow very closely, just like section by section, what I've exposed.
Oh, come on, Scorm. He's used wall magic.
Oh no!
You know what to roll,
Wild.
Storm.
I mean, this could go either way. It could be very good, or it could be very bad. Because he might not be doing it on me. He could be doing it on somebody else.
I'll roll the d6 today.
I'm just FYI, I said it in the Discord, but I'm hearing music coming from one of us. That's not me, and I'm
Not
just.
me.
It was a female voice just singing just now. It sounds appropriate, but I just don't know where it's coming from because I don't think
I
it's
thought
me.
it was coming from you, to be fair.
Well, I had music playing, and then I was hearing like a clash, and so I stopped. And so anyway, it's fine. If no one thinks it's them, maybe it is me. I'm gonna have to hunt it down, but I can't figure out where it's coming from.
How about now?
Well,
I can't hear anything, so.
I can't hear anything
okay.
now, but
Scorm, pick a victim.
it was quiet. But
One of the players.
Here's one.
That's
is that Eclipse again? Is
Simon's
Simon's
choice.
choice.
Oh, I don't want the choice. I'm gonna roll a d6, and I'm gonna give, just for the reason that will become apparent, I'm gonna give Eclipse 1 and 6. 3. 1, 2, 3.
Well,
Glory.
apparently I have a trigger.
Hello.
I have wild magic on me that has a trigger of something.
So Glory.
Glory.
For the next 11 days,
Days.
and I would like you to, I'd like you to keep track of it. For the next 11 days, every time you see a body that gets killed, you get a sudden panicked urge to cut the body up.
Oh, that's going to go down well.
Well,
Oh,
great.
that's gonna. Yeah, that's great.
I will accept burning it to buggery with acid. You want to destroy any dead body you see for the next 11 days.
Days.
I rolled on the Ravenloft World Magic table.
I was thinking that sounds familiar.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, I know that table from somewhere.
Yep. Yeah, I've got a whole collection of wild magic tables now. I think that's a really fitting wild magic to the point where you don't even know it's wild magic. This.
Pure compulsion.
Well, after she saw this body being destroyed, she's just like, what the hell? Nick, I'm not going to get you to roll. You followed it up. You burnt a resource to use Eyes of the Grave. Now that you're looking at him right up close, there's something not about any part of his body. But now that you're close, smell it. There's just something unholy about this guy.
Of course.
There's just
Farewell.
how close are you still with the Raven Queen and her teachings?
Close. I would say that whilst there has been a bit of push, the fact that she herself came and was quite not necessarily pleased, but was more open to the challenge and open to what's going on, and the fact that it is those around her that have been the more judgmental ones. Farewell's far more comfortable with his faith again. And there was a moment where he was probably quite rocky, but the fact that she's turned around and gone, good,
Okay.
you understand a little bit more. You've got a little bit more. It's the whole. They're telling her what she wants to hear, and Farewell's perhaps in that position where he's doing something she needs to hear, or at least that's how he's choosing to interpret it.
So I'm going to say that your faith, at least in her, is still intact.
Yeah, very much so.
In that case, in the presence of Damon, this close, looking at him through the Raven Queen's eyes, you hear only one thought in your head: heresy.
Farewell.
Someone's been a very silly boy.
Would you look at that? It sounds like you have undead on you.
Tell
Care to
me.
explain that?
Yeah. Eaten anything you shouldn't have? Ingested anything? Gone to any strange parties? Any interesting literature come your way? It's always very insidious. It always starts.
I haven't
with
got a
just
fucking
one-
clue what you're on about.
Okay, is he lying? Can I insight that? Is he lying?
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, I'm curious.
Ah, come on, why am I rolling so badly
I
tonight?
tell you what, I roll like
You're
ass that
always
time.
rolling badly.
You know what? Fair. Have a nice
16.
day. That's gonna
How
be, I
much, Nick?
think,
16.
13 for me.
Because he rolled like shit.
I rolled
Both of
like
you
shit.
know he's well, because he rolled like shit. Both of you know that he's lying. You rolled like
Okay.
shit. He rolled shitter. He's now his acting has picked up. If he acted like this when you first saw him, Aiden, he would have maybe got away with it.
All right.
But he's lying.
Look, we both know you're lying, so might as well make this easy for us and just tell us what the fuck is your deal.
whilst all this is happening, by the way, a bunch of carters are just staring at Cora, who is glaring at them all. So
This
this is,
Thank you, Cora.
Cora's
like,
gone full
time
like
is of the
Super
essence, but
Saiyan.
Cora is giving you that
So
time
she's
because these
stood there,
carters
all
would
that
attack you.
hair is like
Yeah,
stood
I
on
like to-
end. It's gone gold. There's
It's the
this
fucking-
aura around her, and she's like.
I like to imagine it's the Jurassic World, Chris Pratt with the raptors of him being like
Yeah.
this.
It's definitely that. It's definitely that
Yeah.
moment.
Yeah, so
Um,
yeah, Aiden's gonna be like, we don't have much time, so I suggest you start talking.
I place a hand on his shoulder and go, my friend is very correct. And
Spellcasting roll, please.
Oh, bugger.
I was waiting for skin-to-skin contact.
15.
Of course you were.
15. Okay, you don't get as much as you have in other roles. Yeah, there's something. You can. It's weird. It's really fucking weird. His skin's warm. It's quite clear that the blood is warm. You can see evidence of circulation, breathing, all the rest of it, and yet everything in your soul is telling you that you're touching a dead body. Everything in your soul.
I stop for a moment, and because like my body is partially turned towards Glory, and I just stop, and I look at him, and so the feeling we're talking, not necessarily undeath here. We're talking full-on corpse. We're not talking resurrected being, because at least my understanding is there's a difference between, fiends, liches, undead, and death being puppeted.
Yeah.
Which
You have been, as a cleric of the Raven Queen, and also as part of the Bare Bones caravan, you have had that time where you've been in a quiet room on your own with a corpse that you've been preparing for burial, and there's just a feeling. And it's here. When you touched him, it was no different to washing down a dead body that you're preparing for burial. It just spoke to you. When it comes to that feeling, it's not a texture, it's not any of the five senses. It's just something deep down that tells you the
There's
body
no-
is empty.
empty.
Oh.
I am sort of just soldiering through. I sort of stab the sword into the floor and just grasp him, one hand on the back of his skull, the other one underneath his jaw, and I just sort of look into his eyes. Is there anything like back there that would give me the any sort of indication of how long I think he might have been dead potentially for? Because I have a crazy plan.
The body in front of you, medically speaking, is alive. You look at the eyes, you look for any signs of reanimation.
It's just not a soul in it.
At which point, no, actually, no, I can't even say that.
Farewell.
What's that old saying that people talk about? The tavern lights are on, but nobody's at the bar.
There's no way a year to become rich and famous without exploiting the poor?
Can someone hand her a card after this?
It's like,
I
I'm out.
Currently, as you can tell, I'm currently pretty busy with this, so I has to be probably Eclipse when she comes out at some point. Anyways.
Yeah, and Cora's burnt all of hers. So it's kind of close. It's kind of close.
All right. Are you a holy man, by the way?
Me?
Yeah. Or do you find comfort in the light, in the radiance of the gods, that sort of thing?
The light.
I go and to Avandra's shrine because I'm
All
a
right.
bloody traveler. I'm a carter, aren't I?
I'm
I-
going to use crimson. I'm gonna draw my saber, crimson right of the dawn, which is
Mhm.
radiant damage.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm just gonna take the damage. 4. Um, I'm not gonna attack him, but with everything Farewell has been seen, I want to see his reaction to having like radiance near him. Like I'm expecting the reaction of a vampire near fire.
Ooh.
I mean,
This isn't going to do what you want it to do, but it's going to do something nonetheless.
Zombies hate radiant damage, so
Yeah,
that was,
but
not in
if
fifth
you
edition,
hadn't done
actually.
oh, really? Not in fifth?
Very few creatures have vulnerability.
Vulnerability.
oh well, at least
Oh.
my
What
ability,
they don't
Crimson
have is
Right,
any
does
resistance
bonus
to it.
damage too. Yeah,
That's what they did in
I'm
fifth
so
edition. Is they
out.
made less things vulnerable to things, but they made it so that those things are never. They just put a rule in: these can never be resistant to X, but they're resistant to a lot of other things.
I'm so out.
Okay, so so when Farewell says the tavern lights are on, but no one's at the bar, it starts to tickle something in your head. You light up your sword. Your sword becomes radiant. You put it up to his face. In order to do this, you Farewell's got hold of his head. So you can pull the gun away for a moment. Let's face it, he's not going to get out of your range. You hold the blade to his face, and this has to do something, but I will confess I'm making it up.
No, that's fair.
Making up a detail in a game?
How dare you?
Okay.
Everything has to be planned.
When you bring it to his face, something happens that doesn't happen when you put a radiant weapon next to any of your friends, for example.
Yeah.
And
Like,
that is
on a normal person,
suddenly
you pull
you
out a
see-
radiant damage and they go, "Oh, shiny."
it's light. It's just light. But this is different. This isn't even cleric light. This is ghost hunter light.
Yeah,
Because that is what you are. You're a ghost hunter.
exactly.
When you bring the light close to I think Felicia's already seeing where I'm going with this. As you bring the light close to his face, you see two of him. They're both him, but you see two of him that just go like that, and they kind of just like double vision for a second.
Oh.
And one of him recoils slightly, and it's like a rubber band effect. It recoils and then back into the body.
Oh, this is. Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, this is not even alive. He's piloting his own corpse.
So he's like Olivia. Eclipse stairs,
like-
as someone said.
Yeah.
You're not
So from
even
the
there.
caravan, you just hear it, just like Olivia. All right.
So,
When that happens, only Aiden see that. No, actually, everybody sees it because if everybody can see the light, then everybody can see
Yeah.
the effect. So Nick, being that Aiden has just given you this opening, give me a medicine check.
Just like Olivia.
Just like Olivia.
22.
Yeah, you're pretty sure a couple of those wounds on his chest, you kind of just, you didn't look at them any further because why would you? You know they weren't fatal because the guy's still alive, right?
Yeah,
Now
nah.
you've just seen that. Two of them were probably fatal.
Yeah. Who stitched your soul back into your body? Oh, don't do that.
She said you were good.
Okay, so here's what's gonna happen. I am going to send you back to the great beyond. That is out of the fucking question. You're not gonna weasel yourself out of that one. However, before you do that, you can at least make our life a little bit more helpful. What do you
Of
say?
course, you were so gracious to us.
Hmm.
At least stop
Just-
it with a fucking creepy laughter, for fuck's sakes.
When you get as old as I am, mate, you got to find the funnies where you find them.
That's
So?
the deal, huh? Tell me, how old is that?
Stop counting. Stop counting at about 300.
She's good.
Someone laughs
is.
in elf.
Someone laughs in Elfish.
That's kind of pathetic.
It's been a long time. Long time.
You say that, but if you don't even count it, how would you even know?
How bored you get. Just, you know, you get told, go out there, be one of the people, make sure everybody knows you, everybody trusts you, bring back information, do errands. And it turns out that you end up having to do a shitty job for centuries. Every now and again, you got to step out, let a generation pass, come back again. What, I look like that guy? Oh, yeah, I'm his grandson. But then you're back to the same thing. Watching a horse's ass for decades and decades and decades. Who the fuck would be a carter? Really? God, I wasn't even a carter when I was alive.
Well, I can't say I'm I can't say I'm not sympathetic. Is that all you have for us?
No, I was just going to watch. That's all. Wanted to see
All
what
right,
you would
well-
do.
Oh,
Well,
hold on,
your
guys,
entertainment
hold on,
almost
already.
cost us quite a bit, so
We
Yeah.
would say it was nice knowing you, but it really wasn't.
yeah, and I'm gonna attack him with the saber now.
Well, why are we wondering? We can't get more information we can get from him. He hasn't said anything. He has information all about like the, like I don't want to.
Aiden hunts undead and
Corinne,
ghosts.
you are in the caravan sleeping.
Yes,
Also-
I was forcibly written out of this scene.
By choice.
Not by choice. No, I am in like completely
It's
useless.
almost as
at
if
the
this is a
moment.
completely different type of encounter.
But also, like, I
Yeah.
try getting some information out of him, and it's clear he's not gonna budge.
Well, you asked one question. You can ask a bit more.
And we don't have time to be like, okay, no,
Hold
but
on,
really, what's
hold
your
on.
deal? What's your deal?
I have
Okay.
I do have an idea.
All right.
And this I'm trying not to step on the meta here, Simon. But I'm a powerful, well, relatively powerful cleric at the moment. How much danger as an undead do I perceive him to be?
Seems to be, now that you're looking at him and you're like, okay, he's an undead, you think he's probably the weakest undead you've ever seen.
Ah, okay. Do you know much about clerics? In your 300 years of experience.
Met one or two. Got the blessings of one or two. So.
Ever seen what happens when they turn your kind?
Yes, I have. I have indeed. Yes.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah,
So,
very inconvenient.
very,
Very
very
inconvenient.
inconvenient.
It is. It is.
Terrifying.
It is, yeah.
Mine's a little bit different in that I don't so much turn as I destroy.
Oh. Ooh,
It's very, 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 very.
got shivers. I have
fun.
to admit, I've got shivers.
I figured you might.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
it's quite clear that you're benefactor rather than ours. That's a weird thing to say. Knows we're coming.
Yes. She is quite aware that the legacy have been very good at keeping her informed.
Legacy.
There you go. That answers that question. So, there we go. Now-
That answers that question.
So it was one of your mates that killed the bull and wrote on the wall.
Or was it you? I'm imagining it was you.
It was me. It was me.
There we go.
The legacy.
Was the purpose just intimidation, ritual?
No idea. She told me to write it, so I wrote it.
Okay.
But she is right. We don't dream. Not anymore. No.
Simon,
Haven't dreamed since I was alive.
Hermit asks a very important question. Is he saying this aloud enough for the other carters to hear?
The other Carters don't give a shit. All they care about is this burning figure that has.
Oh, that's that's reasonable.
They've got this 4-foot Super Saiyan that's going. Fucking come
All
on!
they care about is the crackling of the flames that's emanating from Cora's body right now.
She's going full on
Yeah.
like.
Cora has single-handedly
Vegeta,
taken out part
you
of the encounter.
Super God.
Vegeta, Prince of the Saiyans, and she's just sat there going, "Where is Kakarot?"
Part of this encounter was, how do you avoid killing the innocents? Well, you make them shit themselves and stay back, apparently, is the answer to that.
Super fake, God super fake.
You can't
There we
say
go.
it isn't working.
Oh, it's absolutely working. I've got it written here, and pretty much when she did that, I was like, well, they're fucked, aren't they? Just
So I guess the obvious
I know
question.
you do this for about a minute, don't you, Kate?
That's a good question. Let me have a look. Actually,
I mean,
it
I keep
is-
stopping and starting and stuff, so I'm
Yeah.
going to give it what I
Sure.
think is a narrative minute.
It's as an action. So actually, it's only 6 seconds, but it depends on how long the shitting themselves lasts, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, they don't just suddenly snap out of it. I'm going to say that you've held them for your part in this scene.
I might like keep. I mean, like I've got. Hold on. What have I?
I mean, you did a full-on warlock, Phalok flex with it, so I'm gonna
so
say that.
powerful.
Plus, I've got Eldritch Blast. I can like blast at their feet like as many times as I
Hell
want to.
yeah.
You know.
Bits of
Pew,
claw,
pew,
yeah.
Yeah,
pew,
like
pew,
I can keep up the.
Scar!
Plus, I have I also
Look at
have
them
like
dance,
a flamey
Glory.
one.
Look at them dance.
And you can change your face, you can change your clothes, and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
I would say you're probably putting on quite the show right now.
Yeah, I can. If they start to think, I can
Okay.
definitely change my appearance and various things. So.
Okay.
Of like Cora picking up the metaphysical gun, throwing it them at the feet, and going, "Go on, pick it up."
You feel lucky.
Well, we
And
have
then,
got
like,
we have
shoot
got like
the
a
first one
what is it,
going,
3-foot
"You saw
character,
him.
I think it is.
He had a
We've got a
gun."
3-foot character that is currently making probably a combined, probably 60 to 70 foot of Carter stand back. So she's holding her own. She's definitely
Yeah.
doing her
Yeah.
For him, he
part.
went for the gun. I had no choice but to kill him.
So yeah, he says, yeah.
So
No.
I guess the logical question to ask between, two logical people before, my friend over there severs your spine and I turn your body into dust, is does she want us to get to her and thus she can put us out of our misery herself, or is she sending the legacy, wasn't it? The legacy. To do it for her.
Mostly she's sizing you up right now. She hasn't had a chance to, you see. That's why she wanted to see your reaction to this. Shame she's not going to know. But
Tis a shame,
can't be.
but I tell you
Can't be.
what. I think there's a way you and I could tell her.
How?
Well, for that, I'm going to need your skull.
Is that my cue?
He looks at you at a kind of. He does seem to be, even for all of his devil may care attitude, he is sweating. And his eyes are darting back and forth with a certain amount of calculation, despite the almost dark, flirtatious attitude that he has.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, don't worry, just a second. But I will need your skull for that. You, because well, if I'm honest, we don't actually need you to find her. We can find her ourselves quite easily. We have no problems in there. It's more, well, I think a final question, actually, from me. Unless anybody has anything burning they want to ask before I ask the final
I'm
question.
pretty good.
Glory,
Mm-hmm.
any questions you'd like to ask the condemned?
No. I'm
Okay.
just watching the show now.
He's kind of excited, still calculating, still sweating, but he's kind of excited.
I'm not owned.
he's
I'm
stuck-
not
he's
owned.
stuck-
He cries.
He's stuck to hyperventilate.
Well, I suppose there's
Fascinating.
one thing.
Oh.
Would you mind telling us about the day you died? I would very much like to know how it happened.
Oh, no one's ever asked me. No one's ever had the chance. Go on. A freebie. I'll give it to you. You see, it was it was a trepidatious morning. We all woke up knowing what was going to happen. You see, we had been in the palace for quite some time. We knew that she was coming back, that she was going to confront him. She had spoken to us all, her loyal supporters.
Mm.
And, well, we knew it wasn't going to go well. And we had shown devotion to her from the start. I know it sounds bad. Should have been more devoted to the king, yeah? But, you know, that's a problem with royalty, isn't it? Most royals are born into it. The only people who aren't born into it are those who marry into it. Now, those are the ones you got to watch, because born into it, you got to like them. You got to love them. You got to follow them. Yes, my lord. No, my lady. But those that come in, unless they're nobility themselves, and she wasn't, those that come in, they're blank canvas. And damn, did she become a royal. She wasn't a queen because of birth. She was a queen because she was a queen. Yeah.
Queen.
All that beauty, all that grace.
Yes,
fair.
queen. Yeah.
Yes, queen.
She was the queen that we needed, the queen that we deserved. Amy was just some fat lout. All he did was squirt out of another king. She was royalty personified. And we knew it. We gathered in the servants' quarters, in the guards' quarters, everybody who had met her, who truly understood her, knew exactly how worthy she was to lead. And then he goes and dips his wick in the wrong fucking place. Of course, we knew it was going to break her heart. We didn't know what was going to happen. We knew she was powerful. We could feel it. That's the other thing, see? That's what she was born into. Not born into royalty, but born into power, born to wield it. God-given. So we was ready for a little bit of well, Simon's forgotten the fucking word. What is it when you kill a king?
Regicide.
Not regicide. A crime against its
Treachery? Treason?
treason. Thank you.
Hey,
We
treason.
was getting ready for a bit of treason.
Or coup d'etat. Or is that also another
Yeah,
one?
no, coup d'etat is perfectly reasonable.
Coup d'etat would exactly be, pardon my Elvish, exactly.
Elvish.
Elvish.
What is French Elvish?
Oh,
Yeah,
come on, French
sounds
is
fancy.
totally French.
French is
Come
totally
on.
Elvish.
Elves are totally up there.
Oh.
So of course they would sound French.
Yeah, I'm sorry if the dwarves are the Scottish and the Welsh.
Well, no, they're Swedish dwarves. Dwarves are Swedes.
Dwarves
in
are
my
Swedish.
in my head, dwarves are always the Swedes.
Hello,
To
I am
be
from
fair,
Sweden.
I'm pretty sure the original idea for dwarves in fantasy came from Nordic mythology.
So yeah,
Yeah, actually, because because of the guys who wielded the guys who created Monya. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the earliest reference.
Sindri and Bjork.
But yes, he says. So yeah, we were ready for a little bit of treason. We were believers, you see, still are. The legacy still are. And we said we will put her on the throne. Swore to it. Blood oath as well. Oh, exciting stuff. Spilled our own blood and devoted our lives to her. Full fealty. Yeah. We could feel that as we did this, some sort of power started growing. They say that kings and lords and people who rule the land, they have that power, yeah. It's almost like we could feel it flowing through us. Of course, didn't realize that by tethering ourselves to her in said way, that when she went cursed, that so would we.
Ah.
At first, we were too busy killing and having fun to notice it. Stabbed several times, not dying, and realized that we had been ripped up with her. Well, she did it, actually. But yes, it was an interesting day. It was an interesting day. All of her devoted, which is what we originally called ourselves, became the legacy. Each of us are dead. We died shortly after the battle. And then, at her words, we rose. All of us.
Well, that was an interesting tale. I have one last question then.
Of course.
Was it worth it?
Was it worth it to watch the woman I loved, my queen, my sovereign, to watch her desiccate, to watch her flesh?
Well,
dry
that's
on
the
the
price you
bones?
paid, didn't you? Was it worth it?
Do it again tomorrow. I would want a better fate for her. But I'll do it again tomorrow.
All right.
Well.
I drive the sword through his chest by that point.
Roll
I
me
think
initiative.
we're done.
Mm.
Actually, can I do something as a quick action first?
Yes, but in order to attack him, you will have to roll initiative.
No, that's fair. But okay, before that, can I or do something quick action? Blood curse of the binding on him.
Yep.
Remember,
me
this is a
see.
very, very weak undead.
No, I know, but still, the fact I don't want to take any chances. Must succeed a
10 hit
strength
points.
saving throw. Strength saving throw, and I'm gonna amplify it. So that's 8 points of damage on me.
15.
Doesn't succeed. So his speed is reduced to 0, and he cannot take any reactions. I'm gonna roll for initiative now.
Ooh. Yes, that's okay. Okay. Yeah, sure. You can't take any reactions. That's important. Yeah.
That's gonna be 10. I'm rolling really poorly today.
Well, I
Wouldn't
rolled
you
it.
technically have advantage because I'm grappling him and Aiden's behind him, so I'm flanking him technically?
I confirm that ordinarily, yes, but in this case, no.
Okay.
All right.
I was just trying to throw him a bone.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
For most, if we were going into combat properly, yes, we are not. So
I is a peasant.
you got a 10. I rolled with advantage because he gets advantage for what he's doing, and I rolled an 8 and a 2, and he only gets +1.
Ooh.
So
Yep.
by 1, you beat him.
Yep.
As we go into bullet time, as the sword starts lunging towards him, you can see his eyes rolling to the back of his head.
Yep.
Do your attack.
Which one should I use? All of these dice have been fucking atrocious. That's a roll above a 10. I'll take that.
And his AC is 10. This is a peasant. This is
That's gonna be
I'm more interested in the damage.
21. 21.
You'll hit him. He's been grappled by a friend. I'm more interested in
That's
the
gonna
damage
be-
this attack does.
So that's 1d8 plus 1d8 from Crimson Rite plus 1d8 because he's undead. I imagine
I'm
that's
He
what it
genuinely
is.
is.
excited about this.
The eyes rolling back in the head.
6.
Oh yeah, one at
1,
a time. As the thing comes up, as the sword is lunging
9,
towards him, he goes.
15 plus 6.
Like-
21 points of damage.
Like the switch has been turned off.
Like the switch is being flicked, but Aiden lunges forward so fast with this sword wreathed in light that as he shook through the body gets skewered. No ifs or buts about it.
Mhm.
In between the ribs, through the heart, out the opposite side of the opposite set of ribs on the other side. A perfect duelist's lunge. Yeah. The sword comes out the other end, and on the end of the sword is another humanoid figure made of blurred light that seems to be screaming and thrashing on the end of the blade before it suddenly just rips apart into ribbons of light that then wink out of existence.
Oh, he was hitting the eject button. He was doing that, wasn't he?
Yep.
Yeah.
Would it be a dick
if-
move if I cast Revivify on him now?
Yes.
Just to yoink him straight back into the body.
You
You didn't win.
Bang!
This guy, yes, was hitting the eject button. He was just like, well, this body's about to die again. Better get out. And you beat his initiative, and you did more than his 12 hit points. At which point I was like,
Well, back to the astral sea
and-
you go.
you skewered his body and the ghost inside, so sucks to
Yeah.
be him.
All right.
Whilst I won't revivify him because, I'm not wasting diamonds, I will, however, take his corpse,
No.
place it on the floor,
No.
but hold on.
No, you want to do this, you have to roll initiative on Glory.
Okay, that's fine. I can do that because I get advantage on initiative.
And Felicia, you have 0 in initiative. Or
I
like
do.
1.
Okay,
I have
ladies first.
15.
I'm a 15 as well.
Oh,
You have more initiative. You have
You
more
have
plus.
more dex than
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
a +2 in dex, but I rolled.
So
poorly.
on a tie, the person with the higher dex modifier wins.
Yeah.
Yep.
So farewell. You go to reach down to the body, and you hear this this familiar gurgle of liquid suddenly just being generated. And you look up and go, "What the?" and pull the body out the way as what hits? I'm not going to get you to burn the spell slot, but what hits the floor?
A metric fuck ton of acid.
Okay. Basically, quite a powerful chromatic orb just goes
Yeah.
and turns all the fucking grass black.
Mm.
Where it is, Glory just tried to shoot the dead body.
Okay.
He got it. It's dead. He stabbed it. Can I do what I need to do now, please?
While you do that, I have to go now explain to a bunch of carters that apparently one of them was an undead spy, and that's why I had to skewer him. I don't expect this to
fun.
go.
Glory, your head is hurting,
Yeah.
like really badly.
Hey, farewell.
Mm-hmm.
Before you do that, can you just take a look at me? Because that was strange. I didn't mean to do that.
Sure. I need just a moment. and I place a pinch of salt and a copper coin on each of the corpse's eyes. I wrap it in place, cast gentle repose on the body, which means it's protected from decay and cannot become undead.
Okay, sure.
Sorry.
And
Just
then
Squirm in the
I
chat.
go over to Glory and I sort of do the whole follow my finger.
Mm-hmm.
She's fine. Not a problem. She seems to have a bit of a headache.
Just sure you're okay.
Laura, you're intimately aware that the source of the headache is that dead body.
Pretty sure that body is giving me a headache.
I'll get. Really?
And it's getting worse.
Oh, I
Okay.
really want to melt it.
I kind of need it. I need to do. Okay, I'm not going to say that because that sounds weird, but there's stuff I have to do, and that's kind of useful. I tell you what.
Scott,
Why
you
don't
really
you go-
fucked with this session.
Yeah,
Why
you
don't
really
you
did.
go and why don't you go talk
I'm
to
so
Eclipse,
proud.
see how she's doing, and maybe your head will feel better the further you are away from it. And I'll
I
come check on you
suppose
in a minute.
being in a separate subspace in the caravan might be enough distance. Ouch.
Okay, that's weird.
Yeah, you go into the caravan. Headache's still nasty. Oh, you're in a demi plane, and still that body is just it's all you can think about.
Mm-hmm.
Until you realize that Eclipse has like
There's
Cliff?
just chaos inside. Like the entire caravan internals have just been turned upside down. Everything.
Why is the couch on the side? And where are all the pillows?
I want to
and
imagine.
all you see is like these reflective eyes under
Yeah.
the bed.
Yeah, just like.
And it's not like the bed is even being lifted up by the amount of pillows and blankets she's stolen.
Yeah.
I like to imagine that after this incident, we have to install a human-sized cat tower, right? or one of those things where like people like put things on the ceiling,
Mm-hmm.
like to have the cats yeah, we're gonna have to install something
It's
like that in the
it's
the
like
caravan.
Cora's mobile fortress. Instead, it's just this giant cat tower.
We're just gonna have to figure
yeah.
a way to build the second floor into the demi plane, so
Oh,
that
don't
we.
Yeah,
worry, that's
exactly.
easy.
So that-
Like expanding what's already there, I can do that. But not with a headache.
Yeah. Bear in mind,
Uh,
Cora does carry around a small building with her.
Yeah. Speaking of Cora, I'm gonna head back to Cora, who's holding the line, and I'm gonna be like, yeah, we're done. Thank you for holding the line. That took a lot longer than I thought it was gonna take.
I
Oh,
like she
Carter's
looks
still-
like she calms down slightly. Like
I still have the Crimson Right sword out. Just I haven't sheathed it yet, so I'm like, okay. So that must have looked pretty bad. That did look pretty bad. So I'm just gonna be completely, totally clear with you all. That guy was basically an undead spy. Part of the thing that just happened right now with someone blowing up in the road was partially his fault, and the dead cow back in the inn, that was him.
There's a bunch of the Carters touch their bottom lip with their thumb, a mark to Evandra, and most of them turn around and walk off. Part of what you said, part to fuck these guys. The halfling was threatening to burn us, and you weren't, but that's their perception.
Yeah.
No, that's fair.
And
That's completely fair.
I mean,
And
like that was the
also,
impression she was trying
they
to give to
saw-
stop them.
yeah, they saw you from their point of view. They saw you stab the soul of one of their number out of him.
Which is, I can't blame them for going, I don't want none of that.
You know what?
You know
do
what?
you.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't get paid enough. This place
Yes.
is weird anyway.
Off out of my pay grade.
I'm out.
Yeah, many of the
Yeah.
carters are going and turning the carts around. And going
You know
back.
what? You know what? That is like I don't even like. I'm just saying this to myself. Like you know what? That is
We
perfectly
clearly
reasonable.
attract trouble.
Yeah.
One of
We
the
do.
guys, however, does stay and says, "He was my friend for years. I don't know who the fuck you are, but he was my friend for years."
Well, I'm sorry, but your friend orchestrated a suicide bombing. So if you're gonna go, go now.
He glares at you, turns on his heel,
Your friend
and grabs the yoke
suicide
of his
bombing.
cart and starts going, "Come on!" and pulls around. You have a feeling that this guy will not be telling particularly good tales about you.
You
I
can die
think we
mad
can
about
leave.
it. Like fucking. Who
Yeah.
cares? So, uh, well, this was exhausting.
Yeah. So, Simon, the medical part of farewell is fascinating now because this shouldn't happen. You shouldn't get this. You shouldn't get this at all. It shouldn't be warm. It shouldn't have blood. It shouldn't look fresh. It shouldn't look good. The closest thing that he's seen to what this is Olivia, and she looks nothing quite like this. No offense, Aiden.
It's all good.
Yeah,
You know,
Olivia's
she has,
cold.
like, Olivia's cold. She's pallid, and she has a gem sticking in her chest.
No,
you know.
she has a burnt handprint on her
Sorry, it's a
sternum.
burnt handprint. Yeah, on her sternum.
Yeah.
You know, that's not how this works.
No, not at all. I will remind you, because it's been a little while. Olivia Storm was her body was killed, and her body was reanimated to become a magical construct. A magical construct, a vehicle that her soul could pilot. And then her soul, from what you can assume was a variant soul cage, was poured back into her arcane driven body.
Yeah.
It would be
That's
no
one of the
different. So, for
reasons-
example, if I gave you a story where somebody died, their soul got put in a soul cage and then poured into a gargoyle or a mechanical construct or animated armor or something along those lines, it would be no different. The only thing that made it muddy with her is that the materials for the magical construct was her own body.
Regardless, I think Olivia's gonna be really interested in hearing about this because, like, as far as we know, she was the only one with that peculiar condition.
So, Nick, you are interested
Yeah.
in this. Do you currently have prepared any form of necromancy?
I do.
What do you have prepared?
I'm not sure I should be admitting this, but I I do. I have.
It's okay. None of these guys can judge you because they don't.
Yeah. I technically have Farewell's Nightmare Spectre, which is the necromancy homebrewed spell that me and you did.
Yep.
I also have, at a much higher level, Create Undead.
Ooh, okay. Roll me your spell casting roll with advantage.
Okay.
That second one got you the advantage.
That's 23.
23. So you know how to create undead. It is part of a Raven Queen's power to use what is at her disposal. It is considered a different type of undead raising, being that you open the gate and you allow one of the faithful who is waiting beyond the gate, a champion of the Raven Queen, to inhabit the body. Yeah.
I also have Revivify and Raise Dead, which are both technically necromancy school of magic.
But those wouldn't have been as useful because those are all about letting the soul itself walk back through the gate and into the body. The Create Undead, however, as I say, allows a champion or previous devotee of the Raven Queen to step back through the gate and into the dead body in front of you, thereby animating it, which is very different to evil undead. Getting into metaphysics of it all. This undead here seems to be that the first of all, the soul was fucked. You know the soul is fucked because you know the dark version of this spell. You know the evil version of the spell, which Merrick may or may not be casting. So what happened with this? The guy died. He was pretty freshly dead, maybe even within revivify area of dead. But instead of revivifying him, which you know canonically she would not be able to do because she doesn't have a soul herself, she used what was effectively a dark version of revivify to bring him back, but on her side. So how her soul is ripped, her soul is gone, it's garbage. Whatever's left is no longer a soul. Soul is a complete thing. You can't have like a fifth of a soul and it still be a soul. It's twisted. It needs the whole thing to be complete. That's the whole point of the soul. When she pulled him back, it kept a lot of his personality and stuff like that, but he became tainted. He became part of the curse. After that, every time he died, just throw him back in, you know, make the body stitch itself back up, simple biomancy, and shove the broken soul back in. Off he goes again. When you're creating an undead, normally they have a certain amount of extra power. Because of the way she's doing it, where she's effectively using a form of revivify, but a dark version of revivify, this guy is coming back, but he has lost all of his humanity, his capacity for love, all the rest of it. All he has really is just a set of memories and skills and things like that that he can draw upon. Yeah.
He's a meat Gundam.
Yes. Let's go with that. Yeah. He is a twisted form of life. He's not alive. He's undead. However, because the substance isn't a dead body, it is a quickly reanimated body, quickly revivified body. Ordinarily, it would be something that could return him back to full life, but because he was already cursed, he was torn. Like her, you had a torn soul going back into a newly alive body. And that's the difference between having a body that's pumping blood, breathing, and all the rest of it, and being brain dead, right? He's not brain dead, he's soul dead. To put it into those words. And from his account, there's a lot more like him. You have a feeling that when he leaves his body, he would have been a ghost.
Yeah. It would have been almost like just a wandering soul that would have just carried on.
I would have literally just pulled up the ghost template.
Yeah.
Okay. I have more questions that I want to ask him, but I don't actually need him alive for that, because it's going to be simple yes or no questions, or questions he can ask with that. So I pick up the sword. I sever the head. And then I use destroy undead on the rest of the body. No, it's not. It's just a flesh golem, isn't it? Don't need to do that.
Yeah, you can't use
destroy undead because it's just
a dead body now.
Yeah. So I go and
it becomes important for the poor tiefling currently with the worst migraine she's ever had.
I'm so sorry for Glory.
I however,
she is stuck with the clips with a migraine.
Yeah.
On the rest of the body, I cast my own chromatic orb and choose acid damage and melt the body.
Give me a sec. Oh, how much of a dick am I going to be? Go on, go on. I won't be a dick.
Oh my god.
Yeah, the body gets destroyed.
Is
I
it
want to say by this
though?
point,
Farewell,
I think
farewell only took chromatic orb because Glory uses it. So that's how
Aw.
he
yeah.
knows it.
By this point, I think you hear Aiden and Cora come back, and I think you hear Aiden mutter, like head to his temple, just going, "Why is doing the good thing so hard?"
You can see a rapidly dissolving body in front of you, and Farewell holding a head.
Oh joy! I'm just gonna walk into the car.
Sure. You can see Glory just clutching her.
Actually, before I walk in, I'm gonna like grab some of the blood I'd smear in my sword to activate Crimson Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
I'm gonna just grab a few of it, and I'm gonna smear the canal rune on the front of our caravan, like on the door leading into the caravan.
Sure.
I'm doing the thing that stops spirits from getting in, since now we know we have undead spies
Good
after us.
thinking.
Yeah,
Good,
yeah.
good thinking,
Yeah.
Batman.
Yeah, Cora, you watch as there's just a momentary daubing of blood on the door. And Aiden mutters under his breath, and the rune starts to glow with an eldritch light.
All right, that's me for today. I'm gonna conk the fuck out, even though it's still like the sun is still up, but this has been emotionally exhausting.
You go in and the place is a mess, and you wonder where your bed clothes are.
Yeah, the place is a mess, and Glory's clutching her head.
I
Fun
do hitch the new
times.
horses up, Simon. I
Fun
spent
times.
time to hitch the new horses.
Fuck you too, Aiden. My head is.
First time? I imagine first time.
We're gonna
I
go
don't know
into.
what's wrong with that body. I shouldn't be getting a
Well,
headache.
don't worry about it. Farewell already melted it. I don't know why,
That doesn't
but
feel right, Glory.
Yeah.
Doesn't feel right.
That's not right.
We're gonna
I should be the one melting things.
yeah, okay, sure. If you
totally
need
in
me,
character.
I'm going to be having
We are
an
going to cut
existential
over to
crisis.
Cora and Farewell after we have a 10-minute break because it is 9:30.
Oh wow!
Yeah, that
Yeah.
crept up on us, didn't it? We will come back to this in 10 minutes' time. And thank you, Scorn, for adding the little extra detail
Fuck
into
you,
this.
Stormgorm. Fuck you.
Fuck you.
It's why it's there, dude. Don't worry. We'll see you in 10 minutes' time.
See everybody.
And welcome back. When we left off, we had an interesting moment with a carter. He apparently was a ghost possessing his own living body. Bit of juxtaposition to Olivia Storm's story. He did actually tell you some of his story because he's never had the chance to tell it before. And you know that he was alive at the moment when the Witch Queen shredded her soul. Eclipse, Aiden, and Glory are inside the caravan. Cora, you can see your best friend holding a severed head. I presume you're not just going to go into the caravan.
I think I was probably concentrating quite a lot on keeping the others away and not necessarily paying a huge amount of attention to what was going on with the person. So
no, that's right.
Yeah.
It's only now that you're walking towards the caravan that you can see that Farewell has, by the hair, a severed head.
Also, again, I think a hint of what might happen was Aiden just like holding his head to his temple and just going, "Why is being good so hard?" You know, so that might have been a hint.
Yeah.
As well.
okay, so that was the thing. Not a good guy then.
Nah. Morally grey. We'll give him that much. Certainly believed in what he did.
Right.
Certainly was willing to
My
die
head
for
still hurts. Farewell.
it. I'll
This
be
is coming
in a
out one of the
minute.
little doors, one of the little windows in the side.
I mean, that's weird, right?
What, that her head hurts or?
Yeah. I'll look into that in a minute. So, that rage-taking thing you do, or can do.
Apparently, yes. Apparently can do.
Want to give it a shot?
Sure. On who?
Me. I need to think straight. I'm not thinking straight. I just cut a head off and burnt a body.
Oh.
That's scary levels of not being in control of my own decision making.
Right.
I'm a little concerned about my ability to make objective decisions, and I'm really I don't tend to live with a lot of anger. You know, I'm cool. I'm pretty chill. He says as he's shaking around with his
you're pretty.
hands, this skull that he's got in his hand.
I mean, yeah, you kind of you're made of water. You're fluid and chilled out usually. Okay. You feeling kind of worked up right now? Is that it?
I mean, I'll be honest. I mean, I don't know how angry it feels like for you. But for me, it's sort of like, it's like pointy. Yeah, it's like lots and lots of little points. It's very spiky. All
Right.
over, all in the inside. That's weird.
Okay. Let's try this. Ready?
Okay. Yeah. Is there anything I need to do?
Don't be very wise, and I try and do it.
Okay, you reach out. I need a spell casting roll.
Yeah, it's. Well, yeah. Okay.
You're-
They have a wisdom save
They
from my
normally have to
spell
do a wisdom
DC.
save. He's relenting.
Oh,
which
okay.
means
Yeah.
it automatically passes. So all I need is a DC 10 roll just for you not to.
I don't trust any of my dice anymore. He rolls so few. I never get to test them enough. Right? Okay, come on.
It's
Come
something
on.
I've been
This is
thinking
usually
about for
my
some
good
time.
one.
What happens if somebody relents? Does it just happen, or do I want at the very least just a slight casting roll just to show that there's some proficiency there.
It's always good to have a bit of proficiency there, I think.
Right. So I well, oh wait, I add the spell attack, which is 12. Okay, this is good.
In that case, yeah, anything other than a 1, you succeed.
Right, well, it's
Yay.
26.
You very much succeed. You can see this righteous fury going through your friend. You reach out and take it into you. Suddenly you feel it. It's natural. It's not necessarily wholesome, but it has a purpose. It doesn't seem unseelie in any way. You currently have advantage on initiative rolls and have the ability to do all-out attacks, like a barbarian would. That means advantage to your roll and advantage to everybody's rolls on you.
Oh, so you can
Right.
recklessly attack.
Reckless, that's the word. Not all out anymore.
I
It's
was
reckless.
yeah,
Reckless.
You currently have the ability to reckless attack and advantage on initiative.
right.
Yeah, I was thinking Persona for a second.
I don't have feel the need to attack something though.
No,
Oh,
this is nothing compared to what you felt.
Yeah,
in the past.
yeah.
It's nothing. It's a refreshing drink of rage.
Yeah. Yeah.
By no means a torrent.
No, sure. Okay. Okay. Right? How do you feel? Because I feel up for a fight, but
Yeah, farewell. You feel focused, placid. You have disadvantage on all attacks right now because you literally cannot conjure your own fury. And similarly, you have disadvantage on initiative as well. This won't always be the effect, Connor. But right now, for narrative purposes, yeah, you're up for doing some avenging. Farewell. You're just
Tired.
cool, little tired, focused though, no longer distracted. Not really motivated, but certainly focused.
Better?
Yeah, there's a big smile that goes over Farewell's face, and he sort of sits down next to one of the wheels.
Cora looks sharp. Cora looks driven. There's that.
I don't think
narrow-
I can't go sit down next to him chill. It's just like she's got that sort of that energy and sort of
Yeah.
that sort of like slightly
Fucking
pacing,
go
but
with a
not.
mission in front of you right there.
No, at least we were. Does make me worry though. If you're this hopped up on just my Diet Coke of angst and edginess and rage, imagine when you get on the full fat stuff, what that's going to do to you.
Yeah, she's not had an energy drink at the moment. She hasn't taken PCP.
I'm a little worried about her just like finding like the kilogram bag of cocaine and just dipping her entire head into it.
This can't
And
be
just
good for me, but I feel
and
great.
just inhaling and just being like, I can touch oblivion.
Can't be good for me, but I feel great.
I am a god.
I am a biotic god.
Kneel before me.
Yeah, she's done.
And you topple her, you touch her, she topples over.
Well,
rolls around.
that'll be my concern, is that it will go to that point where we'll just go boop, and she'll. But I'm a biotic god.
Oh, I need to stop smoking that crap.
But yeah, Phil, the wind's been
Nick is
taken out of your sense.
referencing I think in Mass Effect 2, when there's like a bolus that just is so high on this powder that like it enhances your biotic powers a bit, but like he thinks he's a god now, but he's
Oh, I think I remember him, but it's been a while since I played Mass Effect 2.
yeah.
I am a biotic god.
Okay, so Farewell and Cora, yeah, you have successfully exchanged emotions, or at least emotional energy.
You need to burn up your energy, and I need to cure a headache. And you know what? I think I have a way of doing both. But can you run laps for like 2 or 3 minutes whilst I do this? And then I'm gonna give you something you can blow up.
Okay, I start running laps.
Cool. And I hold the head.
Yep.
And I cast Speak
Oh,
with Dead.
Yorick.
Okay. So there's a sudden smell of burning incense, and the head quite disconcertingly goes.
Still can't help but be a proximity of life, can you? Even in death.
You know, with Speak with Dead, they get a death rattle's breath to speak with.
I know. It was more just farewell musing on the fact that he was so well good at like mimicking life before. So
You
I
can
think I
ask
get
up to five
questions. Yeah. Hello again. I had planned on saving this for a little bit longer, but I'm more concerned about the effect you're having on people I actually care about. So, how many of you are there?
56.
56.
56.
Are you all around the Witch Queen?
No. Placed throughout, doing her bidding.
How many people guard her?
34.
I like those odds.
Yeah, 34 isn't that much.
How well defended is her lair?
Assets the legacy can use. They do not fear death, so have some interesting tools.
Okay. Final question. What would draw her to come and speak with us?
Fury and fear. And with that, it ends in a guttering death rattle.
He said fury with
And
fear.
fear.
Fury or fear.
Or
Fury.
Fury or-
Actually, he said
or-
fury and fear, but
Fury and fear.
it's like fury and fear are your options.
Yeah. I stand back up again, and I go, hold the head up in the air.
I could have used that, but okay.
Sorry,
Oh,
I wanna cure the
you
headache.
crackled for me, so I don't quite know what you
Oh.
said. Did you say something
He
to
threw the
Cora?
head in the
He
air.
yeeted.
Yeah.
He yeeted the head.
He
And I
yeeted
went,
it.
Pull,
With the intention that Cora to blast it.
shoot it. Yeah.
She will blast it, but I think she'll blast it with the with her man, I've lost all my, where is it? Oh, my cantrips. The flame one. Jeez, where is
Firebolt.
it?
Fireball.
Yeah, fireball.
You
She
don't
wants to
throw
use
firebolts
fire.
out of your
Yeah,
burning
rather
hand.
than Eldritch
Yeah,
Blast,
yeah.
I think she wants to fire it.
Okay. Roll with advantage. You're going to hit narratively anyway. I just want to see if you get a crit.
Okay.
So just roll 2 d20s and see if there's a 20.
No, there's a 15 and an 8.
Okay, just roll some damage then for me.
I've got completely forgotten what Firebolt does.
I
Where
think
is
it's
my thing?
1d8 damage.
Your level
No,
is
it's 1d10.
2d10.
2d10.
No,
So
it's
it's
3d10 at our level.
Is it? Oh yes. Oh, of course, because she gets 3 bolts, so 3d10.
She
Yeah.
gets three. Yeah, it's 3d10.
Yes, 3d10 fire damage.
You need to roll
Kate.
another attack, Kate, just to see if you get another grip.
Oh,
'Cause you
because
get
it's
3
2.
bolts. No, it's 3 bolts.
No, it's 1 bolt for fire bolts, but it's 3d10.
Yeah, it's
damage.
Eldritch Blasters I get more, I think.
Eldritch Blast is the only cantrip that splits into separate bolts.
Ah,
Besides magic missile, I think. Although I think
It's not a cantrip. Magic missiles.
No, yeah, I was about to say.
A 9, a 6, and a 5 on the
Okay.
T10s.
20. Yeah. You throw this incredibly fast, incredibly bright, searing bolt of flame. It hits the head explodes into small chunks of cooked meat. Glory, take 4 points of psychic damage. You have failed to destroy the body.
4 points of psychic damage. Okay.
Boy.
Ooh.
Yeah, that must be a
the headache,
really terrible headache. Though.
Spikes up. It's like a psychic explosion in your head. You guys hear her scream some choice swear words in Infernal. She lies
Probably
on the
draconic, to be honest.
Actually, draconic. No one swears like a dragon. Some choice curses in draconic. She hits the deck, literally hits the floor, clutching her head, screaming for about 3
Glory.
seconds, and then you've got like a bit of a hangover. But other than that, the pain is now gone.
Everything all right?
No, the fucking earth! I don't like this.
Okay.
okay.
Next 11 days.
11 days. Thanks.
Oh, we just have to not kill anything for 11 days. How hard could it be? Come on.
Glory is in our party.
Yeah. So let's just not
I mean,
do
to be
anything.
fair,
Holiday for
half the
7
time when
for
she
11
kills
days.
someone, the body doesn't really stick around anyway.
That's true, but like she specifically said we don't have to kill anyone in 11 days, and I'm like, this is not the party for that.
Wow.
I obviously I will hear this. I nip in. I'm like, okay, that's weird.
You don't say farewell.
Eclipse,
Round
enough
it.
shenanigans has gone off that you are feeling a lot better. You know
I am still under the bed.
Yeah.
With everybody's.
just these little reflective eyes under.
Yeah. It's like
You
when
right
you
in
look
there?
Hello.
You're good.
Yeah.
Did the guy blowing up affect you that much?
No.
Okay.
Do I think Glory's been cursed somehow?
Is Glory cursed?
If you, you
Far
can
as I
certainly
know.
try and find out.
Yeah, I want to find out. So I just because like I'm trying to think. Obviously, without metaing, it's like did something obviously fucky. This reads like a curse. So I offer Glory my hand, and as I help her sit up, I will cast Greater Restoration on her.
Greater Restoration goes off.
Feel any different?
I don't
No,
know.
Glory.
There's no dead body around.
You just feel a little, that kind of, you had a headache and now you have the bit after the headache where the headache's gone, but it still aches a bit.
Hmm.
Oh
that.
yes. Speaking of dead bodies, farewell. Did you save the head?
No, mainly because this one was still hurting, and I thought it might be something that the body was doing, so I thought it'd be better to destroy the body.
No, that's
But-
completely reasonable. I don't blame you for that. No, that's fine. That's fine.
Turns out it might not shouldn't have been me that maybe, well, technically Cora, but my idea that, yeah, weird.
The rage has gone, Kate.
Well, aren't we all having a time? Should we get back to the road? I think in our current circumstances, it's not advisable to be sitting ducks.
No. It is not. We should move.
Does someone mind driving?
I'll take the reins.
I could,
Don't
yeah, I
worry.
could do with some sack time if I'm honest with you. I could really use a nap.
I'll take care of it. Don't worry.
Cool.
Okay.
I set
And-
up my hammock. I'm like that. My little hammock. Click, click.
Traveling continues. Hours pass. Day passes. Anything in particular? Anything
At
you
the
guys would like
first
to do, or-
available opportunity, Aiden is gonna go to the Duskhold
Sure.
because
That
what
night.
we just learned is extremely important.
That night, then. So you get to that night. The sun hits the horizon. You guys stop at Aiden's behest and set up a little bit of
Adios.
a thing. And Aiden walks up to.
Adios.
It doesn't even need a feature. Aiden walks pointedly to a point on the ground, and as he gets closer and closer, the air shimmers into a rough gate shape. By the time he reaches that point, a pair of fully physical doors are in front of him. Did you want to take anybody else, or are you just going yourself?
Sorry, I blanked out for a bit. My bad.
Did you want to take anybody else, or are you just going alone?
Not you, Eclipse. Not
I
you.
haven't been able to do anything.
No, I know.
Please let me intercede.
No, I know. If you okay, Simon, can we do this later? I do want Eclipse to get some screen time. I want to do this later.
Just take me with
okay.
you. Just take me with you.
No, no, no.
I'll be good. I promise.
It's a door. It's the
Eclipse
only
goes-
door I
Eclipse-
can't go through.
Eclipse goes, I'll be good. And then the title card flips over. Eclipse was not good.
Please, it'll be really funny. Take me with you.
Eclipse will do the zoomies through
Yeah.
the entire Duskhold.
You realize this must be killing Eclipse. Literally, the only door she cannot get through or even start working on getting through is the door to the Duskhold. Only the commander can make it physical to her. If she tried running in after you, she would literally run straight through the door as if it was a ghost, out to the other side and stay in the physical realm. For a cat,
I
this
think
must be
Aiden.
their idea of hell.
Please.
I think Aiden thinks about like the ramifications of letting Eclipse loose on the Duskhold. It's like,
But imagine how fun it would be to let Eclipse loose on Hector.
Yes.
she's got a point. I'm actually gonna think on it. I'm actually gonna think on it, but I
Okay.
will agree that I don't want to take it more screen time, so I'm gonna do
Okay.
this later.
So we'll put a pin in that. You go into the Duskhold. At some point, you come back out.
Yeah.
And if necessary, if it's only really a lore gathering thing, we may even be able to do it off screen, and I will give you the scene to present in like next episode or something.
Right.
So you carry on. A day passes. 2 days pass. Felicia, you're down to 9 days. So far, haven't had to kill anyone.
Is my thing triggering? Because apparently there's something on me.
Oh, yeah.
No, yours doesn't trigger. It hasn't gone, but hasn't triggered.
Please let
That's
me
ominous.
to the Duskhold. Please.
Please.
No.
Please.
Your
Cat, please.
There's a Scorpio saying no, the curse hasn't triggered yet.
Thanks,
So-
Scorm.
You guys are coming up to the village of Swinehead.
Oh, lovely name.
Mm-hmm. And sure enough, over the gates of this this small, not very well-to-do town is a golden pig's head. It is
As
not
soon
a-
as we're walking in,
Oh,
you just hear Aiden going, "Please don't be a cursed village. Please don't be
Yeah.
like a cursed village. Please don't. Please don't." He's just like to
Ju-
himself.
Simon, sorry, just so you know, on the days that I'm not having to do anything that requires my focus,
Mhm.
I am trying to create as many scrolls of calm emotion as I can.
Okay, I think. Yeah, you would get me to make up to look up the scroll rules. Hang on a sec. I've got it here.
Because sometimes you just need to just have a lot of people that can just use magic scrolls. Because there's no use magic item ability in 5th edition, which means everybody can use magic scrolls.
Yes.
Hey.
None of this thing where only the rogue and the bard and a couple of other people can do it.
Yeah.
So, what level is calm emotions again?
I think it's 2nd. Let me just double check.
I will annoy the hell out of that Hector guy.
You make a very interesting
Yeah,
offer,
it's
but
like-
it's not one that I can accept lightly.
I promise I will only annoy this guy, and I will only go where you tell me I can go.
Oh Lord. Oh.
Right. Yeah, I'm gonna go with.
You
that.
somehow managed to inflict Aiden's own personal hell.
And I also want to create some Bane scrolls as well.
So at that level,
Which
the
is a first
scroll
level.
has
So-
an uncommon rarity. Which is 500 gold pieces, equivalent.
Mhm.
You can create items at 25 gold pieces equivalent a day, which means it takes 20 days just to make one.
Wow, that's fucked up. 5e really needs to work on its crafting.
Crafting rules have never been the strength of Dungeons and Dragons. It has to be said.
Yeah. I've got to
However,
say,
I have allowed-
Pathfinder does crafting much better.
however, I do disagree with 20 days to scribe one
Spell.
one thing. And bear in mind, it takes 20 days to do that, or to do an uncommon any other item,
Yeah.
a permanent one. So I'm actually going to say that if it is a consumable, a one-shot consumable, that I'm going to put a factor of 10 in.
Mhm.
So it takes 2 days to write a scroll.
Cool.
Which, if you're in the middle of a dungeon trumpet, may as well be a million days, but you're traveling. So, yeah, every 2 days, I'd say you can make a calm emotion scroll.
Cool. What about for a first level spell?
First level spell with this one, I'm just going to go with. Oh, it actually says. Well, I'm going to say it takes you 6 hours. And that's again, that's a factor of 10-ish. Actually, no, it'd take you about 12 hours. Sorry, 10 to 12 hours. The maths there is that based on the fact that a first level spell scroll is a common rarity, that means it's about 100 gold pieces. At 25 gold pieces a day, that would take you 4 days. I bring that down to 0.4 of a day, hence about 10 hours.
Cool. Yeah, I just spend my time churning out spell scrolls of Bane and Calm Emotion as and when I can.
this does require a certain amount of spell components because you still need the spell components to make it.
Yeah, Bane is a drop of blood.
Um,
Hi, Aiden.
What?
Need to
No, I'm
bleed the
joking.
blood hunter. Unfortunately, the way that it works is that you lose the equivalent of spell ingredients when you create things. Otherwise, it allows you to just basically become a magic item factory.
And there's no
I'm-
material component cost for calm emotions.
How much known money do you have on you?
On me? Hold
I mean,
on.
bear in mind,
I have...
you were given a purse by Renata.
Well, my notes tell me that I have 1,300 gold.
Okay. Yeah, you can make quite a few of these things. First level spells you can make at 100 gold pieces each. For the calm emotions, about 500 gold pieces each. So you could probably make 2 of those and 3 banes before the funds start dwindling, and you'd have to get dip into the bag that I think Eclipse got.
I'm pretty sure Eclipse is holding on to it.
Yeah, I think Eclipse has got it. Yeah, the bag of money that Renata
Yes.
gave you.
Money. I don't know if I've written that on my sheet or not, but it is. We have an
Money?
amount of money.
I think
I
it was
will check.
100 platinum equivalent of you had.
Which is just 1,000 gold.
Just.
Hey, at 500 gold pieces will throw. It's not many scrolls. But yes, you can spend your
Yes,
13.
just 1,000. Normally at this point, people are like.
I mean, 1,000 gold pieces
gazillionaires.
for petty cash, you know, is
Yeah.
not bad in any setting. Yeah, just because you haven't accrued, you know, huge, vast amounts of coin, you haven't exactly gone and got many dragons troves recently. But yes,
I am morally opposed to that idea.
We
Yeah.
should do that. We should
In
do
the-
that right now.
in the city, you would pretty much be able to have an open ticket. Farewell. It's just that the cash you have on you now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Cool.
hang on. I did write that down. Is the equivalent of is the equivalent of 100 platinum pieces per person. So you actually have 5,000.
Okay, I will add.
So party funds of 5,000.
I'll add them to my character sheet then.
What I'm going to do, Simon, is
500
I'm going to
platinum.
make 1 calm emotions and 2 banes.
Okay. Note on your character sheet that you have.
But I'm going to give a bane to Cora, a bane to Aiden, and a calm emotion to Eclipse.
Sure. Add those magical items to your groups, guys. And that
So
was-
1 Bane scroll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
What level is it again?
It's a first level bane.
First level.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. So you get to this town. First civilization that you've really seen since the event. That's not to say that there haven't been other bits of civilization. Just I don't know. Just you haven't interacted with them much or at all. The village of Swinehead is seems to be fairly well to do. The people walk around stocky, a little plump. It's clear that they're very proud of being a town of pig farmers and people who sell things to affluent pig farmers, being that their major export is everything to do with a pig. And it's a dated town. Its buildings are a little lackluster and haven't really been updated. The architecture is quite old. Just small improvements here and there, where people have repainted doors and windows and things like that, but that's about it. The streets are old and kind of have that weathered eroded look cobblestones are just that little bit too shiny and flattened off now. Edges of buildings, you can't find a perfect 90-degree corner on any of the buildings anymore. It's almost as if they've been sanded down. And the people seem to be fairly happy. As towns go, no one seems to be desperate for work. Everybody seems to be busy, and it's a bit of a market town. You can see why the carters were going in this direction. A lot of people buying. Market town is, people don't seem to be pondering over price. Business seems to be swift, and people are walking away with either baskets or small hand carts full of stuff. And sure enough, there is a magically kept, probably the most modern building and the most well-maintained building, is this large building that has frost on the doors. The magical aura that even the most mundane person would be able to detect. It's Pork Future's house, effectively. It's cold. It's a big, cold warehouse.
Do we
here,
got any business here?
Is that
you
anybody's spider senses tingling? Anybody getting any weird feelings about
Yeah.
this place?
By the way, has my rune gone off?
No.
Like I know it doesn't blow up, but do I get to know whenever?
You would know if it was done. So no spirit has attempted to enter the camp.
I
Well,
mean,
that's good.
I can cast detect magic whenever, so I'll probably, be pinging that about and stuff, and
Yes,
if we're
by the way.
wondering.
Sorry, what was that? I didn't hear past the sneeze. What are you?
Well, I can do detect magic at will, so especially if Farewell says that, I'll be pinging that off to see if anything is coming up.
We don't have the greatest track record with, well, let's be honest, anything these days. So I guess that us walking into a new place is good to be cautious, especially as we know now that she has 20 plus spies all out in the world. Also, let's not hang around this place. Things have a habit of following us, and
Yeah, I agree.
I don't feel good about wiping a village off the face of the planet.
No,
again.
me either. Me either.
The guy who was
just
about
say-
to sell you apples suddenly decides he's going to sell them to someone else.
Good idea. I say we either do any business in regards to food, bathroom, whatever, then just keep going. We can rest on the road.
Okay.
I mean, if we have
Simon-
no need to stop at places, we could just relay our sleep patterns, can't we?
I mean, easier said
Sorry,
than
I
done.
didn't say that in
sure.
character, really, but yes, in theory, I should have said that in character.
Easier
mean-
said than done, but I guess it can be done.
Well, rather than stopping at taverns and things, we have a caravan and we can sleep in there.
True.
pa-
The
a
only
pa-
thing is that we just don't. I don't know about you, but I don't want a repeat of what happened last village.
Exactly, that's my point. Let's move on. Unless we need supplies, why stay here at all?
Right. What time is it, by the way?
As you get here, it's about 11 a.m. And
Okay.
When you say why stay here at all, a plump-looking man in
Oh no.
in a piped jacket with a tricorn hat says, "Because it's the best food from all around. That's why you stay here."
Okay,
didn't
well, we'll
exit
definitely
stage
stay for
left.
dinner. Cora's perked up at that. She's always hungry. So-
Oh yes, oh yes. Root
All right.
vegetables as big as your head. Lovely tender pork.
Okay.
Crackling for miles. best applesauce you've ever had.
All right. Place an order of. She counts and then says 7. And maybe to go though. So here, I'll get you some bowls, and I'm gonna go gather bowls from the caravan and just hand him a whole load of stuff.
I like the idea that we just stop by the fucking
We've created the world's first drive-through.
Drive-through,
Yeah.
We're just sitting there, like we're sitting in the caravan, going, "Yeah, can I have a fucking
A roast dinner with
I'll have,
crackling fish.
Okay.
We have 2
Keep the
number
pickles.
8s, a number 4,
Make it happy.
A
Add a
7.
dagger in there. Just
and a
the rope
12.
meal.
All of them medium. Oh, except the 12. You wanted the large. Yeah, can we make that a large 12?
Oh, large.
By the way,
everything with like at least a pint of cider, and we'll take a keg to go. Cool.
by the way, Simon,
Yeah.
I just need to let you know right away. I made up my mind. Next time we're able, so Aiden is gonna take Farewell and Eclipse into the Duskhold.
Okay.
Ooh,
Okay.
living dangerously.
He's got. Wait, he's
Yeah,
taking
so-
backup. He's taking.
Yeah, it's bringing back.
like
Taking the nanny.
like Aiden's thought process was, I'm taking Farewell because he's very smart and he'll probably help me like explain a lot of the bullshit we just found. Eclipse, I'm literally throwing her in there like I'm throwing a hand grenade.
Hey Hector, catch! Right, okay, we've got 20 minutes. Farewell. Let's do this. Okay. So, joking aside, Farewell. You do watch Cora giving bowls to a very confused Reeve. Cora's never
You
met
handle
a
that.
Reeve before. With your travels, you've never really stuck around long enough to actually point out to Cora who the Reeve is.
Aiden is just gonna walk past Farewell and I'm gonna say, you handle that one. You handle that.
So he's like, oh, well, if you just like to come this way, my dear. There's more, and he suddenly gets 7 large bowls placed into his arms by this plucky and energetic halfling, not realizing that she's giving these bowls to the town's chief magistrate.
I'm not
Who's
telling you.
And
just
step
being
on
friendly.
it.
I
She doesn't
want
quite say
you
that.
I don't know which of these is are, so I'm just going to say, just give me a charisma check with proficiency.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's gonna try this one. No, this one. Damn it. Charisma check with proficiency. Okay. Okay. We
That sounds so good.
18. I only rolled a
Okay.
7, but I get to add a decent amount.
That beats his intimidation of 7. As he goes, listen up, young lady, and you put the final one and goes and step on it. We got to leave. And he goes, and then just resolves
Anything
himself.
that this town has is good, we'll take it. Let's go. Or you know steal all their shit. Wait a
As
minute.
he sort of wanders off, I lean back and go, you do realize you just told the single most powerful person in this village to go get you dinner and be quick about it.
She thinks about it for a second. It's like, cool.
Yeah. Brooke is
Just
obviously
so-
the most important person, right? It's
Just-
halfling logic.
I mean, if anything, you're gonna eat well.
And that's the only thing that matters here.
Yep.
A few minutes later, 3 almost identical looking barmaids run out with the same bowls on trays, bring them out and start putting them like on the caravan or handing them to you and curtsying, going, "My lady, my lord, your honor," kind of thing. And the Reeve steps back out, like some sort of peacock, leaning on his walking stick and kind of nodding in your direction, a jowly guy, nodding in your direction as to say, kind of thing. And they're dashing in and out rather than getting the food yourself. You have a feeling he's spun some sort of tale to save face. That you're some sort of VIPs and that he's commanded them to do it. And he goes, it's okay. It's on the house.
Oh, I will definitely still throw a bunch of coins at the girls and tips and various things because, like,
Yeah. The girls are very, very grateful, and they say, "Oh, thank you, miss. Thank you." And you can see the one of them that seems to be the youngest. You have a feeling that all three of them are sisters, and they're all in identical barmaids' costumes. She's there holding the few silvers that you've given her, and she's kind of like never seen a tip like it. And on the way back, she kind of says, "Who the hell are they?" and gets shushed by the older sister and bundled back inside. The food in front of you looks amazing. You did mention cider. A earthenware flagon of cider has been given to you for the travels. And the Reeve goes, so glad to have fine upstanding folk like yourself passing by. Now, toddle along. You've got a long way to go yet. And then steps inside the tavern.
Oh shit! I give a look to Farewell. Absolutely.
Do you think we need to address that?
No, I think she handled it quite well.
Well, question. What will happen to these when she's dealt with?
The problem, I guess, is that whilst it's her magic that has created them and recreates them when they're destroyed or damaged and somewhat, as far as I could tell, there's no reason why they just wouldn't keep going on indefinitely. Potentially. I'd need to examine more to understand if there needs to be a continuing magical essence, but as far as I'm aware, Olivia doesn't need, like her batteries topping up.
The question
No.
is,
What's a
will they
battery?
seek revenge and will they take
A
it out on these
confession.
people?
Potentially.
That's what we need to be worried
Should I
about.
should I just mark this place for my people to come at some point?
Might be worth doing it. Maybe a smash and grab rather than a whole.
I'll talk it over, but like, I'm gonna make utmost priority be the safety of the population, not the complete razing and salting of the earth. I just wanted to know if it would be a good idea to have someone check in on the place while we are dealing with more pressing matters.
Farewell. It feels a little lame. Cause she's about to take a bite and she's like, could you do your thing to this just in case?
Oh, sure.
Detect poison.
Yeah.
Detect poison and disease.
Well, I was just gonna cast purify food and water.
Purify food and water.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
While Farewell is doing that, Aiden is gonna do what the Blood Hunters do, and he is going to look for like a public place, like either like somewhere.
Yeah,
And
Market
he's
Square
gonna-
has basically it has a speaker's corner, a place where the town crier is, and a monument.
Yeah, and it's basically gonna be a warning of like, hey, the Canelms are coming. Just do with that what you will.
So there is a town crier that is pretty much spends his entire time in the middle of the market.
Mhm.
He isn't crying at the moment, but people are going up to him and asking about the news because that's what else he used to do when he wasn't calling it. They would ask him if they didn't catch it that morning. So you're going to go up to him, yeah?
I'm gonna go up to him. Probably I don't know if I have like a bunch of these already pre-written,
Mhm.
or if it's just gonna be like, hey man, uh
Just hand him a slip of paper, like, here you go.
yeah, like like Aiden is doing this without any grace or authority. He's just like, so the Silver Hunt is coming to this town.
In mechanical terms, all town criers are bards. And the second he hears that, he goes, "Gods
Why?
preserve us. Will we be safe, sir?"
I'm gonna put word in that your lives are utmost priority, but I don't feel good leaving you guys alone. So yeah, the Silver Hunt is gonna be coming over. Hopefully, it will be just bodyguard
Business
duty,
as
but yeah,
usual.
business as usual. But I just thought I should let you know.
A
Anyways,
bunch of people look at why the town crier has currently got eyes like gimlets, and they start to approach him. And oh, intelligence roll, I guess. He makes up a lie, but none of them believe him.
Oof.
In
yeah,
fact,
it's
one of the guys looks at you, looks at your armor. You notice by the look on his face, he looks a lot like the people you've seen in Verstadt.
Oh no.
At which point he goes, walks up to you and says, "I'm ready, sir." Pulls a dagger out of his belt.
I'm down.
Carrying of a dagger
I'm
is
down.
a carrying of a
Gods.
dagger is a standard thing in medieval times.
Yeah.
As he pulls the dagger out, you can see it's a dagger that used to be handed out to people who had helped the silver hunt. The blade is silvered. Ready when
Okay.
you are, sir.
So calm down. Hopefully it won't come to that. But my people are gonna be coming around and see what the fuck is up. Hopefully it won't come to anything, but I still thought it would be nice to let you know.
When I see them, I'll offer my assistance, sir. Local knowledge, useful, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that. I hope you have a good day.
Might need
Like
to introduce yourself as well. To be polite.
He says, "My grandfather's,
All right.
sir, not mine. But I'll learn it as well as he did."
Right. Also, yeah, I almost forgot. I didn't know commander of the Silver Hunt. So yeah.
He goes
that's the
down
thing.
on one knee and says,
Dios mío.
"Sir,
Oh, Dios mío.
my family are alive because of your line."
Please don't put a show. Okay.
Gloria's
Everyone's
giggling
looking
from
as
the
if to go,
carriage.
"Fuck me, he's a king."
Yeah.
They have no idea why he's doing it.
Aiden is just like I think he like his tired look has increased by like tenfold. He's like,
No.
okay. Okay. Look, I appreciate it. Don't need to get down on your knee. I appreciate it. The respect, I guess. I just wanted to bring along the news. I'm gonna be living in like now, but my people are coming over. Hopefully, we'll be fine. It'll be okay. No racings, no stake burnings. It will be okay. It will be fine. It'll be fine.
He stands up, salutes, and says, "Yes, sir."
Okay,
And
cool. I'm glad we're on the same page. And I just walk out. I just fucking walk out.
yeah, it's just that look where you're like, "Oh God, I can't remember which family, but I know that look." It's just that genetic familiarity that you're like, "Oh God, I've met one of you."
Yeah. So okay, and then the worst thing is that eventually he's gonna have to do more blood hunter business because that's cold.
Okay. So I'm not going to go into the Dust Cold this session.
No, that's fine. That's
But
fine.
what I will leave with for the last 10 minutes is you guys on the road. The caravan is trundling along. you've given the invite that night, as you now have left Swinehead. You've given the invite to Eclipse and to Farewell, that they are coming to the Dust Cold with you tonight. And you guys have got a moment to digest what has happened recently.
Eclipse hasn't sat still since she learned that she would be coming with Aiden.
Well, she's been very good at behaving herself and
Only
like
zooming around.
she has
Just a blur.
uncannily actually done what Aiden has said. So if he told her to leave him alone, she had actually left him alone. She's been an absolute nightmare to everyone else, but she has been on her best behavior for Aiden.
Okay. So what are your guys' feelings? What did you talked about?
I mean, I don't like the
We
fact
talked-
that she seems to be watching our every move. She knows exactly what we're doing.
No.
Well, it
I
was
did what I could.
expected. Any good, sorcerer,
I'm surprised if
enemy.
anything it took this long.
Yeah,
No, that's true. Although I'm still concerned. Powerful undead are dangerous, but a smart undead is even more dangerous, and I don't like that.
we knew she was intelligent beforehand.
We knew
Yeah,
she was
I-
intelligent, but she's been hidden for so long, so I
Okay.
didn't know she had any.
No, it's not that we didn't know that she was intelligent beforehand, but I assumed she was too consumed in anger and bitterness to do anything rational. I didn't expect her to be this cunning.
Yes, I thought
suppose.
she'd be more of.
Hmm.
Yes,
What?
I thought
guess-
she'd be more of just, as Aiden said, just bitter and angry and would be lashing out and
Yeah.
just might have some higher cognitive processes, but not Renata levels of scheming.
There's
Exactly.
nothing
I
to
mean,
say
we
that she
don't
wouldn't
know
know
that-
exactly what our plan is and be able
That's
to
all-
counter
I
it.
don't know if she's definitely doing this. That it could simply be that, like any good bunch of minions, they're acting relatively independently. And
Sure, but
Yeah,
they're
I
so
would
spread
expect
out
that.
and they're on our route. They know where.
They know where we are, they know where we've been, they know our purpose. Even if they're acting independently, that's too much information I'm comfortable with them having.
I mean, we are taking the most obvious and the most direct route.
Yeah,
That's true.
They
And
also seem
and
established.
you said any sensible person would obviously put somebody on the route that we're going, just in
It's-
case anybody that got your interest was doing that. I mean, we've not tried to obfuscate or hide our presence.
True.
I mean, I tried as best as I could.
I mean, I don't think these have been placed en route for us, actually. They have been placed. They've fanned out from her point. Because clearly these people are not just a townsman, they are established.
They've been the townsman, yeah.
Yes. So they have been here a while. These are not even the 30. You said there was something about 30 people guarding her or something, which actually you didn't say.
Yeah.
but,
There's like
30
maybe we've
people, if I remember
discussed it.
correctly.
I know, but Cora
Yeah,
didn't
34
actually hear
people
that.
guarding it.
But
Which means there should be like 20 something, maybe less.
22, now 20 flat.
well, yeah, but we don't know that because she said how many guarding. These guys clearly aren't guarding her. They're all spread out around the
No,
country.
exactly. That's what I'm talking about. There's 30 something guarding her personally.
Right there.
And there should be 20 something or so outside
Oh,
doing something.
I can't remember those numbers
Yeah.
being mentioned, but okay, cool. So we did know something about numbers. I don't know. Well, I mean, there's no point in trying to
At
hide
least
it.
she's taking us seriously.
I don't know if that's a good or bad
Yeah.
thing, honestly.
I'd rather her not. Someone who's not taking you seriously underestimates you.
That's quite the. Yes, that is the definition, Cora.
Yeah, but my but if she's taking us seriously, then she is not going to underestimate us, which means she's going to be even harder to deal with. If she was obsessed with just her rage and she didn't realize the danger we posed, we would have a better chance, and we don't. That's all.
I wouldn't worry about that. We kill her or we don't.
Well,
But
yeah.
I would bet on us actually doing it.
Well, okay.
Murder.
What?
It is, after all, our speciality, for the most part.
I mean, she's the loose lich, so I don't think Aiden or Farewell will let us not murder her.
Indeed.
I mean, I'm all down for fucking sending her back to the astral sea or the void, whichever one comes first. My only issue is how do we do that? And I don't think we can just.
With my knife.
I mean, you're good, but...
It's a magic knife.
Well, yeah.
It is a magic knife.
Sure.
If I stab you, you die with it.
How do you kill
Yes.
something that is already dead? How do you kill something that doesn't need life to live?
How do you kill
Because
that?
By
which
trapping it
has no
eternally in
life.
another object so that you can use its power for yourself.
No, you find its phylactery and stab the phylactery.
It
It's
doesn't
not
have a
lich.
phylactery, it's not a lich.
Isn't she? She is a lich, though.
No.
No.
Not a real lich. She's imitating one though. Quite well.
Yeah,
Well,
no
then
phylactery.
she's not a real lich. So then she still needs her body then. Because the reason
I mean,
why
it is a reasonable assumption to make until we have evidence that proves otherwise. I don't know. I just like to cover all the bases. We have no objections in letting you stab the absolute shit out of it. In
By all
fact,
means, go ahead.
personally, I'm actually counting on the fact that you wish to go full on Murder Kitty. All I ask is that you go Murder Kitty at the right moment, the most opportune time.
I shall stay out of sight.
Exactly. And then when you see the right opening, you
I
can
stab.
go full on. I stab you in face. And you may stab until you cannot stab no more, until your arms fall off.
The reason we've been mulling this over this entire journey is because we need to find how to create an opening, and so far we really haven't come up with any satisfactory answers.
Well, I do like the idea since Farewell has been working on it with the calm emotions scrolls, as well as Cora's input of trying to eat up her rage.
I'm still not entirely happy about, in effect, giving you
Either.
a main line of rage amphetamines.
Well, we haven't.
Well,
tried
Cora's
we
been
haven't done a
using
small scale
rage.
test yet.
We
We need
have.
to do. We need to do the small scale test first.
We have.
You did?
We did.
We did.
We
Yes,
tried.
this
When?
session.
No, I'm talking
Yeah,
in
no,
character.
she's
Aiden
saying
wasn't
in
there
character.
when-
Yeah. I tried on Farewell. I got a little buzzed. It was fine.
You got more than a little buzzed.
I got a little buzzed.
You got. I'm at a party of a load of Cord supporters buzzed, and I'm gonna punch somebody out that's.
Did
3
I punch
times
someone?
My size. Only because there was no one around to punch. You got to remember at that.
You were
party,
there.
people-
I
Okay.
could have punched you.
Let's slow down for
you like me enough still that you wouldn't punch
slow
me.
down for a second. Cora,
Yeah.
if that's how you felt taking in just a bit of Farewell's, I'm going to imagine, rightful anger, what do you think it would feel to tap into an infinite supply of rage and bitterness?
Look, I don't think it's gonna be a great thing. But what other choice do we have?
I mean, I'm
If
much
it
more
were
for that
weakened,
than
though.
going into the Shadowfell. That's still the best option.
I mean, if it weakens her to the point where she's not as, because I'll be honest,
And if it gets
I was
Cora to feel much
I'm-
more powerful and like gets a power boost from that, then that's just a plus.
I mean, but you bear in mind, flame that burns twice as bright burns for half as long. That's what I'm worried about.
Hell hath
So am
no
I,
fury like
but-
a woman scorned. Cora can be the one scorned.
Yeah,
instead.
I'd rather have that rage on our side.
I don't like this. This
I mean,
feels.
that's still much safer than sending us all to the Shadowfell and having
Yeah.
us die there.
I hate it when you're right, but it's not quite the right thing.
Options
something we're
being
missing.
discussed.
Yeah, it does feel like we're missing a piece of the puzzle. But at the same time, we don't have much of a choice. There aren't that many ways to deal with this issue.
I can talk again to Enola and Adad about whether or not they can channel the rage once I take it and pull some of it from me. Use it. I don't know. Enola gave me this power. I don't think she would have done it if she thought it would kill me.
Did you let her know?
No,
all the
but she might have
details?
done it even if she knew you would kill us. After all, you're her only priority.
That is true.
Well, I think you can manage that. I think you can manage me if you needed to. Or
So our
kill me
options
and
are-
bring me back.
Okay, so let's review. Our options are bad, awful, and terrible.
Yes.
to know.
Well, it's a Tuesday for us.
That's true.
And besides,
Mm.
none of our plans have ever really stuck around after first contact with the enemy. So even if we do make a plan, it's not like we're likely to follow it.
To be honest,
she
if
does. Sorry, go on, Cora.
no, I was just gonna say if she's figuring out our plans, the more randomness our plans take, then the harder it is for her to figure out what we're
Yeah,
doing. Just like
I-
we're hard figuring out what we're doing. So
I
There's
completely
benefits.
agree, but if she does as I think, she draws strength or fuels her continuation and her power through her rage. Attacking that and controlling that, as we've been led to believe, is the key to winning. Whether or
Yes.
not our fight ends on this plane and the job's done after dealing with it on this plane, well, we won't know about that until we get to that point, I don't think. But yeah, I just, like I said, I could do without watching my best friend burn her own brain out because she thought it was a really good idea to just, take on too much at once. That's all I'm asking.
So, as you're talking about this,
Rumbling along.
a beautiful, ruddy sunset spills through the windows of the caravan. For some of you, you're up top. Maybe you're all up top. And out of a copse of trees, about 90 foot away, someone steps out of the brush, partially,
Hospice.
pulls a bow, and fires it before darting back inside. It's a long shot, and the arrow seems to be slightly cumbersome. It's a weird, lazy shot. The arrow's not flying swift. And you realize it's not going to hit you. In fact, it's just going to hit the side of the caravan. And sure enough, it soars through the air. And there's the thunk. Sticking
Do I
out
have
the
enough
side of the
time?
caravan is an arrow with a scroll wrapped around it.
Do I have enough time to cast Hold Person on the person running away before this scroll arrow
I think
explodes in my
whole
face?
person is 60 foot.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's 90 foot away.
Uh,
And literally, he ducked out for like a fraction of a second.
actually, you know what? No, I don't want to do that, Simon. I want to cast my Spectre on him because I only need to see him choke somebody out.
Sure.
with my hand, because you know what?
Describe what you just did.
Yeah. So
This was the outro, but go for it.
yeah, from this person's like own shadow, like this almost like amorphous blob rises up with like long elongated fingers and hands and arms. Like there's like thousands of them that just sort of like break out from the center of this mass, and each one sort of snakes towards the person, and then wraps around their body and just begins to crush them. They do need to make a wisdom saving throw. It's a DC 19.
Even with a +5, he rolled a 6. Yeah, 11. He fails.
They take.
We're gonna kill this. It's probably a message. Oh, we've lost. Oh, no.
I don't know what happened.
That's okay. You're
12
back. You're back.
points
You
of
just blinked.
force damage.
Yeah, I think my internet's acting up. Or someone
Yeah,
put the
at
microwave on.
12 points of force damage. You guys watch as what somatic components does Farewell do? To describe
It's
it.
verbal, somatic, and material. So there's
I just need to know what it looks like from Farewell's end. So this
Yeah.
guy, he ducks out, thunk, the arrow soars out with the power of narrative. As he goes to duck away, what does Farewell do before this spectre appears?
Yeah, he sort of drops the reins, and you watch as Farrell just interweaves his fingers, brings his hands close to his mouth, and you just hear this strange sort of rumbling water sound as he begins to chant in primordial, and then all of this shade started rising up and out of the ground to sort of convince this other person not to run away.
The
It's
spectre.
also a concentration spell, so you know, I it happens every 6 seconds, and if I wanted to.
The spectre goes and grabs hold of this being by the neck, goes to lift him up. The body goes limp, and a writhing energy signature is in the spectre's hands, and the spectre just goes and rips the soul of the ghost to shit. This guy also had 12 hit points, and you just attacked him with another ghost.
Yep.
Ghost be ghost. Go.
It's just
We'll
a
find out
JoJo
next
stand
time.
battle.
Who are you
by
gonna
this
call?
point.
yeah. It goes. Why are you walking towards me? Well, I can't hit you from over there.
Oh, then get as close as you like.
Yeah, you made a spectre attack it, and when it attacked, normally that spectre would attack somebody's soul. Instead, it attacked the ghost because it didn't have a soul. You just managed to successfully shred another one of the legacy. You still have an arrow sticking out of your caravan.
Can somebody that can detect magic come look at the scroll, because it's not gone boom yet?
I'll take a look at it.
Yep, both you and Cora, you go like that. Cora focuses on it. Both of you can confirm this is a mundane arrow and a mundane scroll.
Yeah, just a regular scroll.
It's a note.
I'll take it. As soon as I get the all clear that it's not any like magical bullshit, I'm actually gonna unwrap it, read it.
Sure. As you unravel the scroll, it is a map to the location of the Witch Queen.
Oh, goody. She wants us to.
She's getting cocky.
The
And not the good
fucking
kind.
audacity of this bitch.
Well,
The-
we'll
the
find out more about that next
Yeah.
time.
So as
Yeah.
an outline of a vaulted door starts to appear in the light of the sunset, will you say goodbye for this week as you start your approach on the Witch Queen next week?
Yeah.
Maybe even start the fight next week. Anyway, it is past 11 now. We did a few extra minutes because Farewell wanted to flex, and what a flex he did.
Oh yeah.
A big thank you to Felicia, Nick, Kate, Rodrigo, and Corinne for their story today. As always, it's my honor to be Simon, your DM. And join us again 2 days from now, Sunday night, when we are going to be playing Lancer, The Fast Farewell. And I'm hoping that some of you guys will come be our angels then. Until then, please stick around for the raid. We will raid somebody. If you don't know who, I'll throw it up in a minute. Have a great weekend. Take care of yourself. And good
See
night.
everybody.
Good night.
Night.